In the last few weeks, I've mentioned that to transmute our desires, worldly desires, into a deeper wish to grow is really the essence of tantric practice. And this Rudy was absolutely the greatest example of. I watched him when he was working with his teacher at the time, Swami Muktananda. And really, Muktananda was putting him through the hoops as far as difficult challenges and every angle that he could challenge Rudy. And I saw Rudy sit there, Muktananda had just come from India, and Rudy was basically supporting that whole event, paying for it and his entourage. And one of the events early on was Muktananda was making a talk in a church uptown New York. And while this talk was going on, Rudy was sitting there, and the intensity of his yearning was so incredible to watch. The intensity of his surrender. And I could see his lips moving. Guru Om, 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 Guru Om. And it was building up as a cascade of energy and intensity. And right in the middle of Muktananda's talk, Rudy just flew into the air and hit the stage that he was sitting on near Muktananda with a huge thud, bang. Rudy did not at that point care about who else was there or what else was going on. He was asking with every fiber in his being, it seemed like, to me at least, for a release from this set of challenges that he was being made to go through. And it was really quite touching. And ever since that day, I have used also this mantra, Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om. But it's not a mantra to a physical guru. It is that also, but it is a mantra that asks for our inner guru to respond to us. We want to be intensely at one with our deeper self. And that deeper self is identical with the outer guru. So you're asking really, the word guru means basically, gu is darkness and ru is dissolver of or dissipator of. So a remover of, so a guru is a remover of darkness. Your own inner guru is your remover of your own darkness. So when you're asking deeply within yourself, to convert your many, we all have many desires and wishes and conditioning that we are, still attached to on some level, but we don't have to stay attached to all of those things. As we observe them, we can really consciously shift our attention from whatever emotional reaction we have to not getting exactly what we want when we want it, to this prema inside, this deep, deep, deep love of the divine. Prema means divine love. And if we invest in that, invest in that, invest in that, that's what grows. And we can literally take the energy of all those distracting desires and disappointments and all of that conditioning and use it all as nourishment for this deep inner growth. And Guruam is a great tool in that direction. If you feel totally imbalanced, you feel like you're off, your world is falling apart. At least for me, the times when my world has fallen apart, it has a number of times, many times, Guruam has been really helpful in bringing me back to a deeper stability in my wish to grow and be one with my deeper self. So I give you that as a heartfelt wish to give you support in those difficult times. Because if they haven't come already, and I know all of you well enough that I can say that you've all been there, done that. So, before we take another step into the same pattern, we pull ourselves back and bring that energy in as an investment in our heart, in our wish. And Guru will help you to do that. Kabir, who is a very, 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 very deep and wonderful poet, he wrote basically the last lines of this one poem was that it is the intensity of our longing that does all the work. Look at me and you will see a slave to that intensity. Can you become a slave to that intensity? I know I am. So also, embrace the recognition that your own inner self is your inner teacher. And it is identical with any outer teacher that you have. Nityananda said, nobody can be another's, I forget which words he used, but nobody can be another's primary teacher. You can have a teacher who can lead you to the well, help you get to the well, but you have to drink. Your inner teacher has to be hungry enough or thirsty enough to drink. And I think that's wonderful. That takes the whole crazy thing about being a guru sitting up there, being admired for somebody, forever, takes away that and makes it clear. Even with a fabulous enlightened being like Nityananda, he didn't place himself above anybody. He didn't think that he was liberating anybody. People were liberating themselves by walking through his example. But they had to make the effort. They had to want it. They had to yearn for it, because that yearning is what did all the work. And this is what happened when Rudy came. He didn't see Nityananda so many times, but when he was there, he said it felt like coming to an oasis in the desert. He had been searching so deeply for that kind of nourishment that Nityananda had to offer. And he just took it within himself very, very deeply. So reflect on it yourself, and I hope you can find some deeper strength and motivation to go on by continuously investing in your own prema. Invest in your desire for the divine.